Good morning, everyone. Wow, I'm so excited to see everyone. Wow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Marian Stannard. I'm the principal here at Fales, and we're so happy to have a morning filled with music again. I want to take a moment to say thank you to both Ms. Clemens and Ms. Jakes for all of their hard work this year in supporting the students in their musical journey. I also want to thank Mr. Martin, the Director of Fine Arts here, helping out with the piano accompaniment, so wonderful. Students that are here are our second graders. This could be you next year, so take a peek and enjoy. We want to make sure we have our best audience behavior in place. And the final thing I want to let you know is we have the wonderful Westboro TV here, videoing up above from where you are. So they have the best view, so you don't need to watch this through your screen. Watch it with your eyes. Be in that moment, and we will share that link with you as well, okay? So without further ado, I'll turn it over. Enjoy.
Thank you, Stannard. Hi, everybody. It's so nice to see families here this time, and second graders. Nice to have you back. You second graders were here live for our mid-year concert where we were plucking our songs, and that's called Pizzicato, right? And now you get to see us. We've been working with the bow the whole second half of the year, developing different bowing techniques so that we can put them on these same songs, and they will sound, I hope you'll think they sound completely different, and you can still recognize the song, but the sound of the music is going to be quite different, and it's a bigger sound. So we hope you enjoy the sound of us using the bow. Before we get started, I'll have the third graders stand up in just a minute, but I had a couple of thank yous also to Mrs. Stannard and the third grade teachers for really helping us find times to work with the kids. And you'll see on the papers you got today, the schedule for the end of the year is a little crazy. And they helped us work on that too. We work in 4 different buildings, so coordinating with all the special events in 4 different buildings and finding some times to wrap up the year with your students, it's a lot. But I think we've got it worked out, and we're putting it out to you guys today, and I'll talk a little bit more at the end of the concert about the end of the year and next year. But right now, we'll have our third graders stand up and get themselves into rest position with a bow. So once you're up, just very carefully shape your bowl. And we're going to start the concert with some bow warm-ups, and you'll notice that we're in the middle of the bow using little bows for these warm-ups. These warm-ups with the little bows will match the first songs that we're going to play in the concert. So here are our little bow warm-ups. Just heard, Everybody Stop Stop, and turn it into a song. And the song is called the Back and Forth Song. And there are 2 back and forths going on here that I think you'll be able to hear. The big group is going back and forth between that rhythm on the A string and on the D string. And the whole group is going back and forth with our two soloists and Mrs. Jakes, who are playing something else in the middle, a very lyrical, slow, beautiful thing that is very different from the rhythm that we're playing over here. So you hear the difference between the big group playing the rhythmic part and the soloist playing a more lyrical melody in between. So this is the back and forth song. Starts on the A string. Everybody A string. Different styles, right, between the rhythmic group section and the very smooth bows of the solo section. We have two other small bow, short bow songs to share with you, and you'll remember these from our first concert. The first one is called the Dad Song, and shout out to all the dads who are here today. New vocal edition. Is Hot Cross Buns. Mrs. Jakes and I moving away from each other, because in the next thing that we're going to do is combine those two songs together. When you can play two songs at the same time and they sound good together, they're often called partner songs. So Dad Song and Hot Cross Buns are partner songs. This side is going to start with Hot Cross Buns. That side is going to follow Mrs. Jakes on the Dad Song. And then you're going to see the leaders are going to switch sides and the students are going to switch which thing they're playing. So see if you can hear both the Dad Song and Hot Cross Buns both times. It's a nice combo. The dad song and hot cross buns go really well together. We are now moving on to the next section of the program, which is going to be using bigger bows, longer bows. And these bigger bows are, our warm-ups for these bigger bows are going to get us ready to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, which has longer, smoother bows. So we have 3 warm-ups for the big bows. Grab the shoulder. A string, but put your bow near the frog. Copy my 4 big A's. A string. The longer bows are much harder to control as you're steering the bow on the whole length of the bow almost. And also, when we do the slower bows, it's actually even more challenging to get a very even, nice, smooth sound over the whole bow when you're moving slowly. So kudos. The other thing that was really tricky that they just practiced doing, because it's in Twinkle, is changing strings when your arm is extended. So that was like really, really well done, and we'll see what Twinkle sounds like. The way we're going to play it for you now, you're going to hear the whole group play the melody of Twinkle. Then you're going to hear our soloist and Mrs. Jakes play a fancy, what's called an obligato, so a version of Twinkle that has lots of extra fancy notes. And then you'll hear the whole group play with the obligato at the same time. So here's our version of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. from the plucking, Twinkle. Sounds really different, right? And much smoother, right? Hopefully more lullaby-like also. Okay, fantastic. We have one more song to share with you, and we call it the Cabbage Song. Its official name is Boil Them Cabbage Down, and it's an American fiddle tune. And you're going to hear the whole group play it two ways. The first way is very plain. The second way has a fiddly rhythm that we call strawberry raspberry. And I think you might be able to even hear that rhythm inside the song. So you'll hear the whole group play the plain version and the strawberry raspberry version. Then they're going to go to rest position, and we're going to hear some more solos. And then at the end, you'll hear the whole group play the plain and the strawberry raspberry with the solos. So we hope you like our grand finale, the Cabbage Song.
They were fantastic, so professional, you know, I'm just impressed. And it's just been remarkable to watch their learning, their growth throughout the year. This is not an easy thing to do. This is something Mrs. Standard has not learned how to do, so I'm in awe of it. So, well done, each and every one of you. Congratulations. Thank you so much to everyone for coming out this morning. We really appreciate it. A little warm up to more events for third grade families to come as we close out the year. Thank you again to our wonderful teachers, students. We are so proud of you. Take one more bow and we're going to give you one more round of applause.